Welcome to Why to Get Published Now. Are you thinking, I've got a story to tell that people need to hear? Do you have a message that you want to put in print? Well, today it's easier and faster than you think and more beneficial than you know. Welcome, my very special guest, Sue Urda. Say hi to everybody, Sue.
Hi, how are you, everybody? I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for having me, Rose. This is awesome.
We're thrilled to have you. So let me tell you a little bit about Sue, and then we'll get into why you need to get published now. Sue Urda is an award-winning and best-selling author, speaker, inspirer, and co-founder of Powerful You Publishing. She's a two-time honoree of Inc. magazine list of 500 fastest-growing private companies. Having started 3 companies since 1989, Sue knows the challenges and joys businesses face, and she's committing to helping entrepreneurs and all women thrive, get connected, and share their stories, and feel empowered in their lives. Sue loves assisting individuals in their own pursuit for success, purposeful living, and freedom. And her personal mission is to help individuals find the feel good and live in this space every day. Sue, I am so excited that you're here with me because I have known you for probably close to 10 years.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah. And I have seen what you have done for individuals that would like to be authors. I've personally been an author, a part of one of your programs. I do the public speaking training for your authors as well. And I'm super excited because I know there's so many people that are watching this are thinking, I need to share my story. Do I write my own book? Do I maybe collaborate in a book? What's a good idea? How do I become a best-selling author? So we're going to address some of those things today. So get ready, take notes, and I know you're going to love my conversation with Sue. So Sue, kind of tell me a little bit. You have an amazing background, but tell me a little bit about why you just feel this passion to help people so much.
Oh gosh, for me, I love helping people. And everybody does. I know that. And then it's like finding our niche. Where is it that I can best serve? So we know we had our Powerful You Women's Network for 13 years. And through Powerful You Women's Network, what we learned is that people love, first of all, connection, right? We like to help each other. We like to connect with each other. We like to learn from each other. And the way that happens is through story. And it's so interesting. That's actually why we started our publishing company, because we were hearing all of these women tell these amazing stories about what they've been through, how they grew their business, what they did through challenges in their life. And it was like, wow, like how can we get this story out in a bigger way to help these women who are entrepreneurs grow their business, because that's what a book can help you do. So we thought, well, let's start a publishing company. Let's gather women, have them share their stories, put them in a book, publish it, put it on Amazon, and let them help spread the word, the good word, the stories of all the other authors too. So it's a wonderful collaborative effort. And we started with anthology books because it seemed like the easiest and fastest way to get published. I know that's part of what you talked about, how it can be fast, easy, and super beneficial. Well, being an author in an anthology book can do that because you don't have to write a whole book, So we started it really out of that. It's like, how can we serve? And how can part of our mission is to help other people grow and spread their message in the world. Like you, AmondaRose, that's what you're doing with your business, right? Helping other people get their message out. And that feels so good.
And it's powerful because many people have what I like to say, the breakdown to breakthrough story, right? They have those experiences and they want to inspire other people. They want to share how they changed their life. And in the process, as you mentioned, which we'll talk about, you increase your credibility if you own your own business. The one thing that I want to share with you is that the reasons that I love Powerful You Publishing so much is they're the real deal. And this is why I'm having the conversation with Sue and not somebody else. Because there are lots of people, and I've seen it, they'll promise you that you're going to be in an anthology book, which is where you are part of a book where there's many authors. There might be 20, 30, some books might even have 50 authors, depending on the size of the submissions from the authors. But they deliver. They have been able to rank their books super high on Amazon, and the authors love it. They provide the training for authors, such as myself, as a speaking expert, and social media training and writing training. They provide all those things for the authors. I haven't seen anybody else that's come across my path that does those things for their authors. And every author I talk to is super happy that they've made the choice to work with Powerful You Publishing. So I just want to share that from my heart so I'll know why I am super excited about this interview today.
Oh, thank you so much for saying
Well,
that. I appreciate that. And, it's happened over time. We've done 11 anthology books so far. We're gathering authors
wow.
for our 12th, right? I know, it's so exciting. And so we've helped more than 300 women get published. And like you said, the Amazon credential, we've been able to be 8 of our 11 anthology books have been Amazon #1 bestsellers on launch day.
Wow.
And the other 3 were #2 bestsellers in their categories on launch day, which you can still claim as an Amazon bestseller. So just that credential, that AmondaRose, being able to say I'm an Amazon bestselling author, having that little gold emblem on your website or
Yes.
on your business card is cool. And people listen differently when you have those added credentials, it adds credibility.
Yes, and you've done that. There's some people that will do the Amazon bestseller, and I've seen it where it's not in the most high integrity way. This is fully high integrity. This is just the creme de la creme of the way that you want to do it, and you want to support the other authors in the process as
Yes,
well.
absolutely.
So,
Absolutely. And Amazon's just one element of that. There's so many good reasons to become a published author.
so let me ask you this question. You've helped over more than 300 women get published. So what are some of the biggest benefits of being a published author?
Well, it's what we just said, right? The credibility, the credentials, you get to be introduced as a published author. This is really just a big deal because people listen differently. And AmondaRose, I know that if you think about, whenever people are doing a speaking engagement, when they're being introduced, who do they get to do them? Often they're published authors. Somebody that's written a book gets to talk about their book. So it kind of gives you a leg up on people that haven't written a book. So there's that. The other thing that happens when you're published is it positions you as an expert. Somehow people look at you differently. They think about you differently. Oh, she has something to say. Great. And it's in a book, and that must mean something, right? So you get to share your message, your expertise in a book, and you get viewed as an expert, which is terrific.
And you
Also,
don't, and you don't have to write a full book. You can be part of an anthology book.
well, that's the beautiful thing about it, right? Because an anthology book, as you shared, is every author gets one chapter in the book. So with the one chapter in the book, it's a condensed version of your story and your message and your lesson, but it is a version and it gets out there. And it's so much faster than writing a whole book. I mean, think about books, 200, 300 pages, even 100 pages. That's a long book to write. And it takes a lot of time, money, effort, energy to do that. So being
I've
published
written
in
2
an
of them
anthology
myself,
is
so
easy.
I know.
Yeah, exactly. And I've written 2 myself too. I'm
Years.
working on my 3rd. Yeah, it's a lot. And
It's a
then
lot.
also, so you get more and better speaking engagements, right? Those are some of the benefits that can happen for you as an author. You attract potential clients, right? Because you're putting your story and your message out there, and now people read your story. The idea would be hopefully they're going to now go to your website, learn more about you, subscribe to your YouTube channel, whatever that is. They'll want more of you. And book is a great. It's really a great big marketing tool. A book in and of itself doesn't do anything for you. It's what do you do with the book that really matters, but it's a great big marketing tool. It's a wonderful investment for you to have to put yourself out there in the world. And also, if you think about it, I think that I've talked to so many people that say, oh, I've always dreamed of writing a book. I know I have a book in me. I've just wanted to do this for so long. And I will tell you, many of the women who are part of our anthology books, they still are going to write their own book, but they do the anthology book now because they can do it faster, easier, get published within a couple of months. And so they get to, satisfy that urge, that dream. They fulfill that dream of getting out there. And it's great because the other thing about anthology books, by the way, is it's a collaborative effort, right? It's not just you with your book. Like I've written my own book, you've written your own book. Who's marketing your book? You are, and I am. And so when you're part of an anthology book, all of the authors are contributing to that. So you're reaching way more people than you would on your own.
I love that. I love that. And for people that are watching this video, if you want to be a speaker, as Sue said so beautifully, you want to put that you're a published author and the name of the book. That does make a difference. People pay attention to that. And so being part of an anthology book or writing your own book, especially with the help of Powerful You Publishing, it just makes the process so much easier. I remember when I first wrote my first book, and I had all this content, and I finally had to make a commitment to writing because I talked about it for years. And I'm sure some of you watching this have been talking about writing that book for years. So this is a great way to do it. So Sue, let me ask you another question. In the title of this interview, we talk about it being easier and faster to write a book than most people think. Can you explain that?
Absolutely. So say you want to write your own book. You decide, okay, I'm not just going to do an anthology book. I really do want to write my own book. Here's the thing. You're probably more ready than you know, Because if you think about what you're doing in your business and you think about the messages that you have, think about any blogs that you've written, any articles that you've written, any programs that you teach, all that information, it can easily be put into a book. I mean, that is the basis of your book. So it's amazing. You don't have to start from scratch. You know, and a lot of people think that. They think, oh my gosh, I have to write a 200-page book, or I want to write this book and have all this information. But you can draw on what you already have. You have years of experience. You have years of expertise. You have years of teaching and training and coaching and mentoring people. And if you just take that information and you put it into a cohesive package, which is your book, what a wonderful thing to do. And I will tell you, we have what we call a Wisdom and Insights series of books. So these are individual books. So if you want to write your own book, and say you have a program, we have a woman doing this right now. She has a program that she teaches that helps people in their own lives. She's a coach, and she has a 10-step program. So what she's doing is taking these 10 steps, and each of the 10 steps is a separate chapter and a lesson unto itself. So it's so easy, right? You just take it and you just put it in a different form to write the book. And those books too, what we like to position them as teaching guides. So they're, you know, anybody that we're working with, it's a nonfiction book. It is people, these are people who are wanting to write their own book. They have these messages to share. And now we give you a roadmap that we call actually our quick publish formula. And we show you how to take those things that you already have and put them into the format for a book. And the Wisdom and Insight series book, the other thing that we like to think about is, you know, there are some books that you have to read chapter 1, then chapter 2, then chapter 3. Mm-hmm. But you've also read books where you could say, okay, you open up to page 77 and you read this message, this lesson for today. Well, these books can be that way. So each chapter can be standalone, or it can be cohesive, you know, day 1 through 30 of this month's devotional or whatever it is. It just depends on what you want to do, but we can help you do that. Take what you already know. And that's what makes it fast and easy, because you already have this in you. You already have it in some kind of form that you can now use for a book. And so you don't have to keep waiting, because just like you, AmondaRose, you know, you have all this content. There are so many people that have so much content. And the harder thing might be, okay, so not how do I expand it into a book, but how do I condense it into a book? Because it's just so much information, but we can help you do that. And I think that that's, you know, well, gosh, some of the authors that we're working with right now, some of them, one of them actually has been writing her book. She said for 10 years, she's been writing this book, and she has like 5 chapters done. And just because she just, you know, life happens, right? We all have things that happen in our lives. Our businesses go a different way. Our job goes a different way, whatever it is. So it's making that commitment and really getting to it and saying, okay, so how can we do that? So we provide a roadmap for you to be able to do that. And I will say too, so that's for your own book, but the anthology book, that's another quick and easy way to get published and get published quickly.
Mm-hmm. And because it is a process, right? So you don't know what you don't know. It's like speaking training, right? I know all this stuff, and you'd be watching this video, and if you came to my Empowered Speaker event, you would learn all this stuff you didn't know. It's the same thing. It's just stuff you don't know. It's not your specialty. You know your message, you know your heart, you know what you're here to share, or maybe you're not quite sure, but having somebody like Powerful You Publishing and Sue Urda help you do that makes all the difference. Makes all the difference. So let's talk about self-publishing. Is it a good idea? Is it a not so good idea? What do you think?
Goodness. Well, as a publisher, I will say 2 things. There are some books that are self-published that are great. They're great quality. They're professionally done. They are good content. They are put together very well, and it looks like a professional book. Then there are other books that are self-published that you just look at the cover and you think it's kind of like, you know, amateurish. You know, it just doesn't look professional. It doesn't, you know, it looks like they threw some clip art on there and put some words, and that's probably what they did. And so it just doesn't do it, you know? So if you're going to take the time and spend all the time, energy, and then spend money to do it, I say, gosh, do it professionally, because this book represents you. So, you know, even if you do choose to self-publish, you should still hire experts to do the things that you are not an expert in, you know, like, so you want somebody to do the editing for you, a professional editor. You want somebody to do proofreading, because editing and proofreading are very different, you know, sets of responsibilities to do. Layout, you want to have a professional layout, professional cover design. So you would still have to hire all these people to do this stuff for you so that it looks professional when you're done. So Could you self-publish? Absolutely. And some people do it well. I recommend a publisher because then you do not have to go out and find the experts, because all of the experts are there in one place for you. And if you have a publisher who cares, you want to go to a publisher that publishes your genre too. You make sure it's not just any old publisher. You want to go somewhere that is, aligned with your message and what you're doing. And so what we're doing, Powerful Publishing, our mission is to connect and empower people in their lives and to raise the vibration of people on the planet. That's why we do what we do. So every author that we work with, that's what they do too. They're out there doing that kind of work in the world. And those are the kind of messages that we want to publish. So talking though about self-publishing versus having a publisher, there's the time versus money thing too, right? Mm-hmm. Do you want to do it yourself? It takes time to hire all those people, to manage all those people and the different tasks and do that. It costs money to do that, so you have to make a decision that way. There are publishers like we do charge for our services. We're not a Simon & Schuster or a Random House or something like that who, by the way, publishing has changed a lot, and those publishers really only work with people, and I know this because my brother is the vice president at Simon & Schuster. He says, Sue, we only work with people who have an audience already, who have a reach, who have that their platform in place. And even then, first-time authors, it's really tough to get published through them. So, there are considerations all around. But really, I would suggest you make your decision based on, who do you want to help you? And you don't have to be the expert in everything. Find the experts to help you do it. And that's what we do here. We have experts in every part of the process that help you along the way to make sure that you have a professional book that you are proud of when you're out there promoting your book.
And I totally agree with you, because I was speaking at a group and someone was there and she had her book, and I looked at the cover and I thought to myself, that is one bad cover. And it didn't look professional at all. It looked literally like somebody just threw it together in a publisher program themselves. And you could do a great thing with a publisher, but this did not look professional at all. You need somebody who understands what gets attention when it comes to a book, right? So if the book is sitting on a shelf, what's going to get people's attention to get them to pick it up? What's going to make it look really great on your website when you have the image there? They think of all those things. How big is the title? How big is the information on the book? Yeah, so absolutely.
Yeah, well, how it looks. And really, the two things, I'll just mention this since you mentioned it, the two things that make people want to look at your book is, first of all, the title, second of all, the graphic, the image on the front. Is it pleasing? Is it going to grab them? And if those two things are not paid attention to, it doesn't matter how good the information is inside the book. Doesn't matter, because nobody will read it.
Yep, 100% agree with you on that. So how does Powerful You help authors publish quickly and easily?
Well, I did mention it before. We have our quick publish formula where we help you to tap in and look at the information that you have to see how that can be put into the book that you want to write. And we help you along the way. And then the anthology books, that is actually the quickest, easiest way to get published. You write one chapter. And in fact, it's sometimes difficult because the stories that we share in our anthology books, they're really stories of transformation. The different titles that we have, and I have, some of our books back here on my wall, our covers, we have titles like Empower Your Life, Healthy, Abundant, and Wise, Heart and Soul, Journey to Joy, those kind of books. So the stories that are shared in our books are stories of transformation, that hero's journey that Joseph Campbell talked about. How did you get from where you were to where you are? What was the aha moment? Who affected you so much that you decided to make a change in your life? So those are the stories that we share in these books. And so sometimes in the anthology book, it's like, how can I do this in just one chapter? Because some people think they have a whole book to write. And interestingly, we're working with two people right now who they thought they had written a whole book, but when it comes down to it, it's only 40 or 50 pages. So it's kind of like, okay, so how do we do that? Is that a whole book? Do we expand it? Or we literally take it and say, hey, you will be best served putting this in one chapter in a book that's going to get a lot more exposure through other people. So we help you make those decisions based on whatever your story is, your inspiration, your purpose. Why are you doing this? What's your why? And then we'll help you fulfill that for you.
So for those that are watching this video and thinking, okay, I know I need to get published, what's the number one reason they should do it now rather than waiting?
So I have a question for them. If not now, when? And if not you, who? I mean, somebody is out there sharing a message that is kind of like yours. How many times have you picked up a book? Whoever's listening, how many times have you picked up a book and thought, gosh, I should have written this book, or I could write this book. This is the message that I'm sharing, but it's not in my words. It is not in my style. It is not the way that I would say it, but this is my book, and so gosh, I can't tell you how many authors we have that are inspired just by that. They said, I read this book and it wasn't as good as my book can be. So it's like you have a unique message to share with the world, and the world needs your message in your voice. And AmondaRose, this is so similar, I know, to what you talk about and why they have to speak their message. It's because the world needs that message. You wouldn't have the message to share if you weren't supposed to be sharing it out in the world. It's, and if you're feeling it, if it's this dream you have, you could just got to do it. Because I will tell you, I talk to authors all the time and they say, gosh, what is it now? It's 2019. I've been thinking about this story since, 2010, and I still haven't written it, and I still didn't get published. And so I just implore you to think about, what is your purpose? What is your reason why you want to share your message? Who do you want to inspire? How do you want to serve? And, get your message out there. Take your time, invest in yourself, invest that time and energy in yourself, because it will do amazing things for your business. A book can help you grow your business. If you use the book, for a benefit, like it can do amazing things for you. And I just really, if not now, when are you going to do this?
I love that you said that, Sue, because many people say, I'm going to do it later. I'm going to do it later. And we all know, if you look at every time that you said you're going to do it later, when did it happen? Right? It
Right.
didn't. And that's the reality for most people. I'll do it later. I'll do it later. I'll do it when I get this. I'll do it when I get that. Now is the time. Now is the time. And this brings us to a very special part of the interviews. Sue, I asked you to do something special for our viewers. Can you kind of share that with them?
Yeah, we at Powerful You Publishing, we are here to share your message with the world. And so what we have decided to do is make a special offer for anyone who AmondaRose knows who wants to write your book or wants to share your story in an anthology book. We have a special offer where you can save $200 off of any publishing package. And so I invite you to do that. If you just visit our website, powerfulYouPublishing.com, you can look there under the Get Published in the menu. Go there, click on Anthology Book, click on the Wisdom and Insight series, click on Write My Own Book, whatever it is that you're interested in, and go through. And when you look there, you'll see everything that's included in all of our complete publishing packages, which is, we don't do just parts of anything. We do the complete package for you. We work with you from the beginning all the way till you get printed books delivered to you and posted on Amazon and ready for you. So if you can save $200 off any package by entering a discount code author200, author 200 in the discount code area there, and that's for special guests of AmondaRose. And we know that your message needs to be out in the world, and we want to help you do that in any way that we can. I will tell you that we do have an anthology book that we're gathering authors for right now. And so if you look at the website, you'll see the title of that. It's The Beauty of Authenticity is our current anthology book. And so if you have a story of coming to authenticity, stop living how you should be living and really living your own purpose, your own life, your way, serving the world. That's the kind of story that will be included in this book. And I know that probably many of you listening, that's what you're doing in this world, right? You're sharing yourself authentically. We'd love you to share your story authentically in this book with us as well.
Awesome. Awesome. So go to powerfulyoupublishing.com and use the code author200, Sue?
Yes.
Awesome. Fabulous. Fabulous. Well, Sue, you are an amazing, amazing person. As you know, we've known each other for many years, and I believe that you're one of the most high integrity, generous with your gratitude and your heart and your soul, and you're here to make a difference. And every author that decides to work with Powerful You Publishing, I believe, and that's been only my experience, has had a really incredible journey with them, and they're so grateful that they were able to do that. So go to powerfulyoupublishing.com, use the code author200 to save $200. And to see if they have any questions, can they contact you on the website?
Absolutely. We have a little contact box there. You can just write a note and we'll be happy to get in touch with you. And also, if you're interested in talking about your own book, maybe you have an idea for a book, maybe you already started writing your book, we have an author discovery form there. And if you complete that, we'd love to talk to you about your book as well.
Super, super. Well, thanks everybody for joining us. Thank you, Sue, from my heart to your heart, for being my awesome guest today. And go reach them. Hang up this video, shut it down, and go to Powerful You Publishing. right now. They'll see you there, and I'll see you next time on a future video. Bye.
Thank you, AmondaRose. Bye-bye.